Powerful, deep, real. There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes that the world will not shape him into who he wants to become. He must shape himself. This is the beginning of the Sigma male transformation, the quiet path that leads a man away from noise, expectations, and pressure, and into the deepest part of his own reality. The Sigma male final form is not something loud or dramatic. It is not a performance, not a title, and not an attitude. It is a state of mind where a man becomes so aware of himself that he no longer needs validation, permission, or applause from anyone. It is the point where silence becomes louder than arguments, action becomes stronger than words, and presence becomes more powerful than personality. A Sigma male does not rise by being better than others. He rises by becoming better than his previous self. And the final form of a Sigma is the version of himself that even he quietly fears because it requires absolute truth. No lies, no excuses, no comfort. Just reality. A reality that cuts deep but sets him free. When a man steps into this level of awareness, he sees the world differently. He sees people differently. He even sees himself differently. He notices how society tries to control men through pressure, labels, and expectations. He notices how people try to manipulate others by guilt, noise, fear, and emotional tricks. But a Sigma male who reaches his highest state can no longer be controlled by any of these things because he no longer seeks anything from the world. He has everything he needs inside himself. This transformation does not happen in one night. It happens in silence, in pain, in struggle, in moments when he realizes he must walk alone because walking with the wrong people is more dangerous than walking alone. Solitude becomes his training ground. It becomes his mirror. It becomes his teacher. While most people run away from being alone, the Sigma male final form uses solitude as fuel. It clears his mind. It sharpens his intuition. It helps him understand people's intentions before they speak. It gives him a sense of calm that others cannot understand. And because he is calm, he becomes harder to manipulate. Because he is aware, he becomes harder to fool. And because he is independent, he becomes harder to break. A Sigma male in his final form no longer reacts out of emotion. He responds from clarity. He does not compete with anyone. He does not try to impress anyone. He does not chase status, likes, approval, or attention. He does not need to be seen because he sees himself clearly. He has learned that the loudest people are often the weakest, and the quietest ones are often the strongest. Strength is not in shouting. Strength is in mastering your emotions. Strength is in standing alone without shaking. Strength is in choosing discipline over comfort, truth over illusion, and growth over ego. Every man faces moments when he questions who he is and where he is going. And this speech is for those men who feel different, who think deeply, who learn fast, who outgrow people and places without trying. If you feel this way, understand that nothing is wrong with you. You are not difficult. You are not cold. You are not strange. You are simply moving at a level of awareness that others cannot understand. They feel your energy even before they hear your words. They sense your seriousness, your silence, your depth. And because they cannot understand it, they sometimes fear it or misunderstand it. But a Sigma male does not adjust himself to make others comfortable. He does not shrink to fit into small spaces. He does not soften just to be accepted. He stands as he is, even if it means standing alone. The final form of a Sigma male is not about becoming better than others. It is about becoming too disciplined to be distracted, too self-aware to be manipulated, and too mentally strong to be broken. When a Sigma reaches this stage, he becomes a man who listens more than he speaks. He becomes a man who observes more than he reacts. He becomes a man who understands that not every battle is worth fighting and not every noise deserves attention. He becomes a man who knows how to protect his peace, his time, and his energy. And because he protects these things, he grows faster than anyone expects. This transformation is not only for personal success. It is also a message for society, for families, for leaders, and for those responsible for guiding people. It teaches that true strength is quiet. True leadership is humble. True masculinity is responsible. And true growth requires honesty, discipline, and awareness. This message is a lesson for police, teachers, parents, and anyone in a position of authority because it reminds them that power is not in control but in understanding. A Sigma male final form shows that when a man knows himself deeply, he does not harm others. He does not need to dominate others. He does not need to prove his worth. He simply lives with purpose, clarity, and responsibility. Many people talk about confidence, but real confidence is not loud. It is calm. Real confidence is when you do not need to explain who you are. Real confidence is when you walk into a room and your presence speaks before your mouth does. Real confidence is when you do not fear losing people because you know you do not depend on them. And this is what makes a Sigma male so powerful. He is comfortable being alone. He is comfortable being misunderstood. He is comfortable walking his path even when the world does not support him. The journey toward the final form brings challenges. It brings moments when you must let go of people you love because they no longer grow with you. It brings moments when you must choose discipline even when you are tired. It brings moments when you must speak the truth even when it hurts. It brings moments when you must stand firm even when everyone else wants you to fall. But every step of this difficult path builds a stronger, sharper, wiser, and more grounded man. A man who is not controlled by emotions but guided by awareness. A man who is not shaped by society but shaped by purpose. A man who does not lose himself in the world but builds himself from within. When a Sigma male reaches this stage, he becomes someone others look up to without him trying to lead. His discipline inspires people. His calmness reassures people. His honesty challenges people. His independence teaches people. He becomes a silent example of what a real man can become when he stops running from himself and starts building himself. His life becomes a message. His choices become lessons. His path becomes proof that quiet strength is real strength. If you are listening to this and feel something inside you moving, then this message is for you. It is a reminder that you do not need permission to grow. You do not need validation to evolve. You do not need applause to rise. You simply need courage. Courage to face yourself. Courage to stay consistent. Courage to let go of what holds you back. Courage to walk alone when necessary. And courage to trust your inner voice more than the noise of the world. Every great man in history went through a phase of isolation before he unlocked his power. Every thinker, every leader, every innovator, every warrior had moments when the world did not understand him. But they continued. They trusted their path. They walked in silence. They built themselves from the ground up. And in the end, the world respected them for what they became. The Sigma male path is no different. The final form is the reward for those who stay true to their purpose, even when no one sees their struggle. This speech is not just for men who call themselves Sigma. It is for anyone who feels the weight of expectations, the pressure of society, and the noise of the world. It is for anyone who wants to understand the power of awareness, the value of discipline, and the strength of solitude. It is for anyone who wants to rise without shouting, to grow without showing off, and to lead without demanding attention. When you reach this level of inner evolution, you become someone the world cannot easily influence or break. You become someone who moves with intention and speaks with clarity. You become someone who inspires others through actions, not words. A Sigma male final form is not a story of ego. It is a story of truth. Truth about who you are, what you want, and what you refuse to become. Truth about the world, about people, and about your place in life. Truth that is sometimes painful but always sets you free. And when you live with truth, every decision becomes easier. Every step becomes clearer. Every challenge becomes a lesson. Every loss becomes growth. And every moment of silence becomes a source of strength. In the end, the Sigma male final form is simply this: a man who knows himself so well that the world can no longer control him. A man who has mastered his emotions, sharpened his mind, and strengthened his spirit. A man who lives with purpose, protects his energy, and stands firm in his truth. A man who walks alone not because he is forced to, but because he chooses to. A man who does not fear being misunderstood because he understands himself deeply. A man who does not fear losing people because he has already found himself. If this message speaks to you, then understand that your journey has already begun. Keep going, keep growing, keep walking your path. The world may not understand you today, but one day it will feel the impact of the man you become. And when that day comes, you will not need applause. You will not need recognition. You will simply stand in your truth, silent and powerful, knowing you have become the version of yourself that even your fears respected.